got a helper today who's being especially needy. I am here and let's talk crypto because oh my gosh, it has been quite the week. But the crypto market has been really interesting and just watching. I mean, everybody's convinced that we're in the bear market again, that everything's falling. There's coins that have lost so much of their value. Solana's down way, like it was 270, I think, and now it's like at 130. And it's like, oh my God, the world is ending. I don't know that it is. I think this is like normal for crypto. It's very volatile, which is why like somebody was posting in a group I'm in yesterday that they were very unhappy because this group is about low stress trading. And they posted that this is not a low stress situation because they have all of these puts that are underwater, and they listed out the puts, and it's like, well, you are invested like 90% in crypto. And if crypto is having a bad day, that's going to affect your puts. And the problem is that, especially in the stock market, if you can find crypto companies to do options trading with, the ones that pay the best are definitely the crypto companies, and the crypto companies are risky, which is why they pay so much. Like they pay, that is part of the option price premium, is if you're taking on more risk, you get paid more, and crypto is very, very risky. So yeah, so it's kind of funny. And everybody responding to this post is like, well, you're invested very highly in crypto. So yeah, you might be under a little bit of stress right now. And what can you take away from this situation and learn? And it's not that that person is losing yet, because you don't lose until you give in. And so it's all very interesting. Market psychology is always fun. So that's pretty much what I've seen from the markets. I haven't had a lot of time to be following everything else. We have been working pretty deep down into a client that has, oh my goodness, so frustrating because this guy he has got significant holdings, and he's got significant bot trading going on in multiple exchanges, and the exchanges didn't import the data correctly. And so we have been finding more and more problems with his accounts, which is driving me a little bit crazy, but there you go. And it's like, why is this taking so long? Um, yeah, it's just really frustrating because there's no way that this guy would figure out this stuff on his own. There's just no way. With the experience that we have seen it happen so much. In fact, like one of the situations is he's trading in with bots in KuCoin. Turns out that every so often, in the same second, the bots are trading so frequently that KuCoin will have, if you look at the list of trades that happened in that second, in the same second, there will be buys and sells for the exact same amount of the same coins, which is a problem because when the API imports it, they say, huh, that's weird, and they only import one of the trades. And then at the end of the day, you're like, huh, this is kind of a little bit off. And so we were looking at one, and I knew this was happening, and I have been making like these fudging transactions for a couple of years now for some of our clients, but this is the first time I've like seen it in depth. So my Guillaume, my partner, wrote a program to compare the stuff that imported into coin tracking versus the stuff in the CSV. And so he's comparing line by line the amounts and the dates and everything. And like, for instance, he did one coin that's missing 3 trades. And these trades are not in there. One's a buy, 2 buys and 1 sell. And it's funny because these trades add up exactly to the amount that we have missing. So I know that there should be nothing of this coin left, and yet there's this negative amount, and you add these 3 trades together and it equals that negative amount. And you're like, huh, interesting. So now it's like, do we take the time to research each of these coins? So this person has so many bots going, and it's a problem in so many things. It's like a list of like 20 coins that all need to be checked for this, and then the missing transactions need to be imported in, and after that then we should have everything. Already this was a problem because this person was also trading in a sub account, and the sub account stuff, when it imported from the API, didn't import as sub account. So, but there was a period of time where KuCoin was not updating automatically, and so the it skipped a whole bunch of trades. So there was like 8 months, 9 months of transactions that were completely not there, except for withdrawals and deposits. And it's like, okay, well, he did more than withdraw and deposit for 9 months. He was actually bot trading for those 9 months, and he had a sub account going. But, anyways, so I figured out from the CSV what needed to be added. And I added all of those. I added all the sub account stuff. But then the API started working randomly in March, probably like it went back 6 months, and we started looking at the problem in September. So we probably pushed the button in September, or he started looking at it in September. I don't think we were looking at it until recently, but he pushed the button in September. Transactions imported probably back 6 months, so March 1st. And then we've got these transactions in the main account that are overlapping with the sub account, and the ones that imported by API aren't labeled as the sub account, and they're split. So like, it could be like the transactions that I added from the CSV, I added the full transaction like order, which means one line. Over here, it could be 5, 10 lines of trades that were split out and add up to that one order. So we had to go through the other day, and there's about 6 weeks of this overlap where there needed to be stuff labeled as being in the sub account, but it was imported into the regular account. And then we needed to delete the extra CSV ones, and it was just kind of a disaster and a mess. But we got all that straightened out. And then we discovered this whole, like, for real, I'm seeing it in person, that on the same second there's buys, like there'll be 10 buys and one sell. And the one sell is for one of the transactions that said buy. And then you're like, huh, okay. So really interesting. Same guy has accounts in Bybit, as it turns out. And the Bybit transactions are more accurate, but we did run into similar issues. Definitely the issues with Bybit and BitGet, I think. The API doesn't import the transfers between accounts. So he has like just one sub account, I think. But he's moving money in and out of the sub account, and it's not showing up as moved in and out of the sub account. So it's like, yeah. And if you're doing your own crypto taxes, it's like at the moment, the problem in Bybit is that we're missing some information. Actually, I got all the transfers straightened out, and I found a whole bunch of stuff that was actually missing on these CSVs. He sent me a set of every CSV he could find, and I went through all of them, and I added the stuff that was missing. And we've got like a bunch of things that are wrong. Well, there's like one that's wrong because like it traded. There's certain tokens that went out of circulation and were replaced by a new token. So that transaction was missing. And that's like an easy add, except I can't tell how much he had at that point. Anyways. But then there's like a negative Bitcoin, and I can't tell why it's negative. And I asked him, he doesn't know. And the problem is they'd be like, okay, well, it went negative. Okay, what do? You just add in a random amount of Bitcoin. Because if you go to the transaction flow, which is another report we have that we check for errors, there's 16,000 errors in this account. That's not in the account. That is just in the Bybit account. There's 16,000 errors in the main trading part, the sub account or whatever it is. That's just like, what do you do with that? Like, there is always a reason that it's wrong. And like this KuCoin thing, we knew it was wrong. We had a general sense that it was too many bot trades happening in the same second. Because I did take a look early on at some of my trading, and I was like, oh yeah, this thing was trading a lot, and only like a third of the trades were importing. And when the thing's turning over like that, like for many years, like I said, we've been adding this fudging trade where it's like it kind of offsets it, and it just because overall, I think when you're trading back and forth from one token to another that quickly, like it's a lot of wash. It like runs up your total amount traded. So for instance, we'll get new clients in, and we'll run their tax reports for them. We'll clean it up, and we'll run the tax reports, and there will be like several $1,000,000 worth of trades in their account, and we'll run the report, and it'll say $1 million of buys, $1 million of sells, your overall gain for $2,000. It's like ridiculous how much these bot trades inflate the amount of funds turned over, and the person doesn't realize it. So they always ask us, and they're always like, wait, what happened? What just happened in here? I only have like $10,000 in the account. How is it possible that I have $1 million worth of trades? And it's like, well, let's think about this. So the way that a lot of the bot trades work is you set up this grid, and as the coins wiggle around, it, like, you say like $30 trades on each of these lines. And when the price of the crypto crosses up, it buys 30, buys 30, buys 30. As it crosses down, it sells 30, sells 30, sells 30. And if you're doing multiple of these each minute, let alone second, $30 adds up really fast, as it turns out, especially if you have like, 1,000 trades. Suddenly you have just done, let's see, 1,000 times $30, and you're buying this coin, but you're also selling this coin at the same time. So I don't know if that like evens out, but in any case, it adds up really quickly. And when we lay out the math like that, people go, oh, and it's just kind of mind blowing. And you watch their eyes glaze over, and they're like, what just happened? In any case, I do have to go because I actually am meeting somebody new, and she's asking for help. So we'll see how that goes. But if you have questions about your crypto investing, if you'd like to understand more about scams and things, we're actually putting the final touches on a report about recognizing legit investing opportunities that appear for you versus scam ones. And if you're interested in that, drop us a line. If you have any questions about taxes, crypto taxes, anything like that, we love to meet with people and talk with them about it. Stay safe out there. If you are out there trading, one of these days, price of Bitcoin is going to go up past 150,000, and you'll be mad you didn't buy it when it was 100. And right now it's not 100, it's at 80. So that's not financial advice, of course, but if you're looking for a place to set up dollar cost averaging or anything like that, like I have had dollar cost averaging every day. I buy $15 worth of Bitcoin. So I'm getting some really good prices lately for my $15, but $15 also doesn't add up very quickly when Bitcoin is at 100,000 or 80,000. So in any case, looking up a company like river.com, I think it's .com, or Swan. We like Swan around here, and it buys every single day. Someday you will probably be happy. In any case, I'm going to sign off. But let me know if you have questions or if you have a topic you'd like to see covered in one of these calls. And until then, stay safe and have fun. I hope this video has shed some light on this area of crypto taxation. If you're serious about getting your crypto taxes right, consider checking out the resources linked in the description below. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.